Shalom, when the staff souls by giving no praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the real name of whom the world inwardly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. His son's true name is Yahweh Shai, and when we pray Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, building in, harmony da, and Sham, meaning names Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick, just wanted to touch on this one. Saw it online, kind of made me chuckle. So if you know this, this voice from the Dark Knight, the one with Bane. And basically, in this particular scene, you basically have the character on the left who basically gracefully accepts that his role in this particular ploy is to basically be sacrificed, right? And that's ultimately all this play is, right? This fiasco, this spectacle, right? Because all over Sky News and news that's just been the rolling coverage is this story, right? These times there are several things that are in motion, right? I've been seeing some basically articles saying that you're having a lot of movement into Arabia at the moment. Basically, just reading something real quick. Just basically, referencing it's like it's got more a message to do with referencing, so that was on my mind. But yeah, in the world there is right now more important things, right? But they're giving you this particular spectacle because we understand this. They're not gonna come out with the truth, right? They've let certain bits out, and even the bits that have come out have been diabolical. But the true truth is something else, right? The true truth is that they're all in it. Because right now you've got King, you got Charles, right, on the throne of England, right, basically trying to pretend like, oh, that's just my brother, right? Which in fact, let me just look something up real quick. Who's this guy? Right? Because it's like, why do these people all seem to have friends and be friends with prolific pedophiles? Okay, so he was friend, and when you look into what this guy was doing, it was diabolical, right? He was into necrophilia, right? And then would you call it, Andrew is friends with Epstein, which is he was friend and stuff that they've allowed you to find out that he's done, right? So once again, it was just the point, people will think, oh, but why? But it's like, no, these people will do what is necessary for the for the cult, basically, right? It's a point that I wanted to make on this one, but it escapes me. But this is ultimately it, man. E is being uncovered, right? The Lord is having basically everything about him come out, right? What he's really what he's basically really on, right? So I'm gonna get this Habakkuk 2, get the usuals, right? Habakkuk 2 and 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright, right? And in fact, let me start from 3, right? It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, right? But at the end it shall speak, right? So these prophecies are gonna speak, right? But they're gonna speak in their set time and their set order, right? It says, and not like though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, right? In the flesh, it may seem like these things are taking a long time, but they're not really, right? So it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, right? So that first part is talking about this Edomite, right? He ain't right, okay? He's not right, right? And as you see his plan, and all of the things that he's doing, right? You're starting to understand, rather, people in the world are starting to be like, yo, them Hebrews were right, this guy ain't right, this Edomite ain't right. It goes on to say, but the just shall live by his faith, referring to the Israelites. All right, I'm going to jump down to verse 16, right? It says, thou art filled with shame for glory, right? Drink thou also, right? And let thy foreskin be uncovered, right? It says, the cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. And that's East. We're in a time now where basically E is being uncovered. It is beautiful. It is beautiful to see, right? Because for us, once again, when we read the scriptures and we understand exactly who this man is, right? These things ultimately, yeah, they may still disgust us. They may still get that knee-jerk reaction. It's like, oh, damn, right? But they're just doing what they were prophesied to do, right? To be the wicked, right? Let's grab this real quick in Malachi. This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Right? So they are the border of wickedness, right? They take the scriptures, right, unworthily. And I can grab that as well. And then they just, it's almost as if they read it specifically to say, okay, it says to do this. All right, cool. Let's do the opposite of that. So Psalms 50 and 16, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, what is thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Okay, so that's it. It's like, what has this Edomite got to do to declare the statutes of the Most High, right? He just takes it, and then it says this in verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. So he hates instruction, right? From the garden. Look, they knew, right, how to how to sacrifice, but he did the wrong thing. Wanted to sacrifice fruits to the Most High, and then lie about it. About his fruit, wanted to sacrifice fruits, then wanted to then killed his brother, right, and then tried to lie about it. Okay, in fact, let me grab this now. We understand that this is Yahushua talking to wicked Israelites, but it's who it's referring to, right? It says John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in truth, always lying, right? And this all here, and the thing is, it's not that Andrew didn't do anything. That's not what I'm saying in this video, right? It's once again this scene of in this flick where this particular character, once again on the left, was very, very happy to allow himself to basically go down for and die basically for the sake of the agenda. And that's it. These Edomites, these elites, they've got agendas, right? And that's why, man, I was watching the news earlier on, just like listening, which, oh, mind you as well, this is his 66th birthday, right? Forgot that bit, right? It's his 66th, Andrew's 66th birthday today, right? Which we understand these elites work via numerology. Okay, so that's it, right? But yeah, I was watching the news and they were basically making it seem like Charles wasn't there with Andrew. They're trying to make it seem like Charles is he's, oh my god, that's just my wicked twin brother. But once again, weren't this your boy? And once again, you can look up what he was getting all up into, right? As in this was Charles's boy. Okay, I don't like calling these guys prince and king and this and the other because they're usurpers to the throne. Okay. So we carry on, right? It says, where were we? Right, so I was reading this, right? Habakkuk. Let's also jump over to Isaiah 47, right from the top, right? It says, I'm just talking about Babylon, but it's just like the point is, it's these E's way, everything E's doing is being being published, right? Starting off with the apostles on down, right? The spirit that the Lord is putting in the earth, right? But then also, if we jump over to that real quick, this is Psalms 64, and is what, 6, 6 8, right? So they shall make their own tongue, right, to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. Okay, so they're gonna make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, man, right? And once again, it's beautiful to see. It is absolutely beautiful to see, because it just once again is proving the time that we're in. Right? We just read that in Habakkuk 2. Right? Isaiah 47 from the top says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, my America." Right? I.e. virgin, because untouched, right? Sit on the ground, right? There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, right? For thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. Take millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Right? And we're seeing that happen. Right now, E is trying to take control of it. That's why he's letting Andrew go down to, basically be paraded. Right? But once again, there are other things happening, because once again, we know they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to let you know exactly the depths to which these guys are depraved, right? They're just going to let you know what they want you to know, okay? I'm just going to let you know what they want you to know. So now I'm just going to, what do you call it? I'm just going to then, what would you, read this, read that, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's it. We're gonna try. Laws will just quickly do a vid on something that is supposedly happening right now, which is the the amassing of troops right over there in the Middle East. Right, you're having talk about a whole load of U.S. military aircraft, not on carriers this time though, because aircraft carriers are a bit of a dud in the modern warfare game. They're just sitting ducks, right? A couple, maybe not even a couple, but a well-powered hypersonic just takes out. And you look at the ship that America sent over, the USS Abraham or something like that, right? That if that gets taken out, man, that is 5,000 up to 5,000 people on that ship, right? That may not survive. So you can imagine what that would do. But no, but it's in terms of the amassing. You've got Russia and Iran doing war games at the moment, right? So it's really really interesting. Whenever you have these elites parading a story in front of you, right? There's always just that thing of like, what is happening, okay? So as always, Lord, with us edifying. Until next time, we say shalom.